Okay, it's exactly 6 o'clock, but as I just have said, we will wait another 2 minutes to start just to make sure that everybody will manage to join us. My experience is that the 2 minutes usually occur to be absolutely crucial, and that always somebody comes in the very last moment. So we will wait for the people and start to post. Okay, as promised, it's 2 past 6. So we will slowly start. Welcome everybody to this Poland Tableau user group meeting under the umbrella title Beyond the Dashboard, Supercharging Tableau with Magic and AI. Both Magic and AI will be present, I promise. But before we do that, let me share my screen and tell you in brief what we will be talking about. So first, we will give floor to our good friend from Trailblazer community, Philip Poyton. He will introduce himself probably the best by himself, but I have to say that he's one of two first persons that come to my mind when I think about Trailblazer community in Poland. So when he's talking about that, you are definitely in good hands, and he will tell you a little bit about that. Then I will tell you again a little bit, just a little bit, about the developments in Poland too, and what we are planning in coming weeks. And then we will go to our amazing guest speakers, Paul Howie, who will talk about Magic of Tableau and Agentforce, and Krzysztof Zarębski, who will talk about getting from BI to AI and how to supercharge Tableau with Einstein Discovery. So, Philip, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. So let me just share my screen. Oh, now I can do this. Hello, everybody. It's great to be with you all today. Greetings from Lublin. It's an absolute privilege to be here with the Data Fam community. And thank you very much, Agata and Veronica, for the invitation to have to be able to share a few words about this very important initiative that I wanted to share with you all and invite you to take part in if you haven't done so already. My name is Philip Poynton. I'm a Salesforce recruiter. I'm no stranger to hiring in the data firm space as well. Some of you might have come across me somewhere on LinkedIn. But yeah, my day-to-day job is recruiting Salesforce professionals across Europe, but of course my sweet spot and my preference is hiring across Poland. I'm an active community member within the Polish Salesforce ecosystem. I'm also a community group leader for the Salesforce user group in Lublin. And recently, I'm also a founder of a nonprofit organization called Teamco and Friends, where together with my co-partners in crime, Łukasz Ciężki and Maria Śliska, we set up this foundation to be there to support new entrants into the Salesforce ecosystem through various initiatives, training programs, and just supporting them and guiding them with some career coaching opportunities. You might have come across Salesforce Superstars, an initiative I've been running for over 2 years, and also Maria Schliska was an attendee of a session called Salesforce Career Coaching, a series of live LinkedIn coaching sessions that we did last year, and yeah, with success, as she secured and landed her first job in the Salesforce ecosystem, and she's flying. Teamco and Friends is also very proud to also share that we're also a Trailblazer workforce partner. So we only just started in November last year, but we've hit the ground running. And for us to be able to help and support anyone keen to enter the Salesforce ecosystem in a very challenging time, as some of you might know, or you have people who's also looking to get into this ecosystem, they're going to face a huge challenge, as there's a huge shortage of entry-level roles. But in order for us to really address this and understand how we can provide more and better and more effective services, we decided that we need to map the ecosystem and understand our ecosystem. And with that, we decided to conduct the very first Salesforce salary survey and mood survey in Poland in history. So something that I've been very nervous to do. I was actually hoping very much that Salesforce Ben McCarthy's initiative last year, Salesforce Salary Survey, global survey, which has attracted the highest number of trailblazers across the world to take part in it last year. I was so excited and looking forward to hearing the results, and especially around Poland, so we would have finally some data. But here's the snapshot of what information was shared in the report, and unfortunately it's not enough to be able to paint a picture and understand our ecosystem in Poland. And I had a lot of different conversations with Ben McCarthy about this, and he was the one who actually inspired me. He said, Philip, you should do one in Poland. And that's where it all kicked off, and it kind of triggered the idea that, hey, we need to do something about this. So yeah, I decided to roll this out as the first initiative of Teamco and Friends. There's also a very well-known, globally recognized, biggest Salesforce recruitment agency out there in the world called Mason Frank. Every year they conduct a salary survey, a global salary survey. And last year, just under 600 people took part in their survey. And sadly, no information, dedicated information about Poland either. So yeah, so another reason to conduct such a survey for Poland. And this is what led us to initiate this this survey of ours, and it's led in partnership with some really strong partners and friends. Number one, Web Ankieta, which is a Polish well-known survey technology provider, and I really wanted to partner up with them. One is because they're a Polish brand, and two is they have a very secure and a very simple process of anonymizing records of anyone participating in surveys. So this, of course, was a no-brainer. I wanted it to be 100% anonymous and guarantee everyone participating in such a survey that no information will be tracked. So yes, Web Ankieta joined as our technology partner. We also have Coffee and Force foundation you'll be probably familiar with in the Salesforce ecosystem, who's also our strategic partner. And we also have partnered up with Craftware as our diamond partner, and a company called Sofigate, who's our silver partner. And we've got a few other partners supporting us with some web and some social media activities as well. So what can I say more about the survey? Well, definitely I can tell you that till today, since the 21st of November, when we launched this initiative, we have over 535 people, literally 538 to be exact, trailblazers who have taken part in our survey and completed it to the end. 25% of people haven't completed it, so I'm counting on them to come back and complete it, because we'll be nearer to the 800 figure. And by far, this is going to be the biggest survey conducted in Poland. So already it's a huge success, and the amount of data that we've already collected is amazing. And we've got our work cut out here now, putting it all together and designing it so that we can publish a report, which we aim to publish in May this year. Exactly the date, our deadline is the 20th of May, because this is when Agentforce World Tour is taking place in Warsaw, and that's the date we decided to use to make our full report available to everyone in the world for free. And it'll be an opportunity for us to promote the Polish ecosystem and share what the current state of our ecosystem looks like, but also share some insights and some views on the mood of our ecosystem in Poland. So I really would encourage you to participate in this survey. It's designed so that it doesn't take longer than 10 minutes. Actually, we did a simulation with Web Ancheta, and it takes a simulation based on 22,000 attendees surveyed. And it takes on average 7.5 minutes. It really doesn't take long, and your insights is so invaluable for us. And I promise you, it'll be a very interesting report to read through. We're going to be very transparent, and we're going to share the stuff as it is. We're not going to be making it diplomatic or any kind of hiding away some of the bad stuff. We're going to publish it as it is, and I think this is how we should do it. And it's very likely we'll be conducting such salary surveys on a regular basis from now on. Now, we have a competition as well, and there's an opportunity to win prizes. Now, how does that happen if this is an anonymous survey? Well, at the end of completing the survey, you'll receive instructions, what we would ask you to do in order to take part in our competition. So far, we've given away 10 Salesforce vouchers. We gave them away in January this year. Now we're giving away on Monday. So if anyone takes part this week until Sunday evening, you may stand a chance to win a ticket to Polish Dreaming. So thanks to our friends from Coffee and Force, they've sponsored 10 entrance tickets, each worth 600 Polish zloty nets. So it's quite a valuable gift. And all you have to do is take part in this competition, where the instructions will be very detailed at the end of your survey. Also, everyone taking part in our survey and the competition will receive an entrance into our grand final, let's say, competition, where we are going to be giving away 10 very nice boxes of Salesforce swag. Now, there's quite a lot chuffed into these boxes, and we'll be giving them away in the first week of May. So just to wrap things up, I just want to say thank you for having me here. Please do complete the survey. I would even say it's mandatory for everyone in the Salesforce ecosystem, but of course it's voluntary, it's fully anonymous, and I'd really appreciate it if you take part in it. Let's show the world what our ecosystem currently looks like, and let's build from this together. And thank you very much for having me, and that's all I really wanted to share for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip, a lot. That sounds incredible. It would be, I used to work analyzing the market for foreign investors, so I know how difficult it is to gather any really good data about workforce and how people are remunerated. So thank you a lot for that. That's amazing initiative. And well, now it's probably time to say a little bit about what we are planning as Polish Tag. So let me share my screen again. Yeah. So, you have just heard that there is coming the Polish Dreaming Conference. So we will be present there. Veronika will be talking about, well, Veronika, what it will be about? It sounds tempting with the title. What is it gonna be about?
I will not, show my cards already, but I will be about our wonderful community and what are our plans and how we can leverage the community in building our portfolio and yeah, basically popularizing our cool group.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you a lot. I'll be there as well. So I will talk about looking for the perfect chart to visualize. Well, and then the question is there any perfect chart to visualize anything? And if there is, which one is that, or how can we find it? So that will be the set of questions I will try to answer in March in Wrocław when speaking at Polish Dreaming. And well, Philip has just said that there are a couple of tickets to be won for Polish Dreaming, and we encourage you to take part in his initiative. But accidentally, we have also one ticket which will be given out from our account, Polish Tag, Polish Data Farm. So if you write a couple of your thoughts, remarks maybe on what would you expect from our Tableau user group and publish then on LinkedIn, we will pretty soon also look for the person to whom give the ticket, and we want to give it to one of the persons which will support us with his or her thoughts for our future.
And
Okay.
even if you don't want to win a ticket, you can share your thoughts because
Oh
it will
yeah,
be very helpful for us.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's good to know what people are expecting from the events, and the better we match your expectations, the better for us. So if you share your thoughts, we will be more than happy. Okay, and one final piece of news. Well, I'll be speaking at Tableau conference in San Diego in April, and I will be talking about the king of all mistakes in Tableau. If you work with Tableau, you have for sure met the mistake called you cannot mix aggregate and non-aggregate, etc. And you have for sure fought with that. So I will share my quick way to overcome the problem. And yeah, I hope somebody will enjoy that, even if that's far, far away. Okay, so these are the news. And now we can come to our great guests. And our first guest is Paul Howie, who claims that he's officially data geek for more than 20 years, even though it might have been way longer. And his suspicions are that it could be around the time where he started to grow. Okay, he has limitless curiosity for all the things involving electrons, so he has become specialist in architecture and integration within the Tableau and Salesforce solution engineering teams, which is pretty good because that's where he can indulge in tech geekery without needing to be locked up alone in the basement office. That sounds great. And, before I let him talk, I have to show you some pictures because that was the funny story when we started talking. I was introduced to Paul by Laura Ward, who takes care for all Tableau user groups. And we started talking on Slack, and I have shown the picture, and I thought, my goodness, that's amazing for somebody who can talk about magic of Agentforce as magician's apprentice. And then Paul told me, that's not too much up to date. it would be better to show it that way. Yeah, and that shows the whole way from magician's apprentice to master of magic. And I think the master of magic is the best person to tell us about Agentforce. So Paul, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Yeah, even the other one is not very up to date.
Yep. Oh.
But nobody's profile picture is up to date, right? We all pick something 5 or 10 years older. Okay. Hopefully you can see my screen. Same picture again. Yeah, so in this chat that I'm about to have with you all, we will be taking a look at some forward-looking content from the Tableau team. So I'd just like to remind anybody who's currently making a purchasing decision that they should do that based on currently available products and not anything that might be subject to change. And yeah, we always like to start with a quick thank you. So thank you everybody for turning up. Great to see the numbers. Tableau community, I'm just going to talk about this very, very briefly because I think other people have said it better, but I've been working for Tableau for just over 9 years now, and one of the first things that struck me about it was the real power of the community. In fact, it's the only software company I think I've ever been exposed to, let alone worked at, where I was at Tableau conference some years ago as a doctor, and the person who'd booked a session with me to help him with a data challenge came up to me before the session we were about to have and said, actually, I don't need it anymore, because I got talking to another customer, and we bought a coffee, sat down, opened our laptops, and we solved it together. And I've never encountered anywhere else where the customers actually fix each other's problems quite as much as they do in the Tableau community. It truly is fantastic. And now we've got the data to prove it up on screen here. So, 11 million plus Tableau public visualizations now. That number's constantly ticking up. It's probably incorrect already. 30,000 plus user group members, 3.5 million students and teachers using Tableau for free. The community truly is absolutely amazing. Okay, so let's talk about Agentforce a little bit. So I've been, as I say, working for quite a long time with data now, and the problems that existed when I started, many of them still remain. So we've made great strides towards many of these. Insights being overlooked or ignored, users with little to no trust in the data that's presented to them, a large and fragmented data landscape with lots of little silos here, there, and everywhere, and analysts drowning in tasks that they'd really rather not be doing, low value tasks. Now, the promise of AI analytics is that finally we have a tool that could actually resolve all of this. However, there is still a gap. And the question really is, can the new Tableau developments in AI help with that? And I think the answer is yes. So how can they help? And really, agents are at the heart of all of this. So agents are a kind of digital labor platform. When you bring humans and agents together, we think that you can drive customer success together a lot better. It's quite amazing to see the advancements that have happened over the last couple of years. They really are incredibly powerful. And an agent can help a human, whether that's an analyst or line of business user or anybody else, deliver data-driven success in a way that previously was quite hard to achieve. And the new Tableau is currently being built, and it is being built entirely on Agentforce as a platform. So we do think that when you bring these things together, Tableau and Agentforce coming together are going to bring analytics, AI analytics, to every team, every workflow. It's going to be integral to the new Tableau experience, and it's going to spread out across the entire customer landscape, whether that's the breadth of the Salesforce platform or further afield. So what does it mean to provide AI analytics to every team and every workflow, and how do Tableau and Agentforce do that? Well, we have basically pre-built analytics skills for everyone. So those skills will allow us to serve as data pros, be more effective when we're preparing and visualizing data. Give us access to a data concierge that you can have trusted Q&A sessions with, deeply rooted in the data that's in the Tableau platform. You can get proactive insights from an inspector to help us stay on top of our data, get alerted to emerging trends, hidden opportunities. And you can build analytical apps for any use case with ease without necessarily needing to be an expert in it. As I mentioned, the new Tableau is being built around all of these, but I'm sure many of you are already familiar with Tableau Pulse and Tableau Agent and the other capabilities that we already have in Tableau Cloud. I'm going to focus on the new Tableau for the rest of this session. And we're going to take a few examples. I should also mention Agentforce itself will be able to leverage, if you are a Salesforce customer, will be able to leverage Tableau as a provider of skills, provider of data into your agents that reside elsewhere. So let's start with a quick look at Data Pro and Concierge. So these leverage skills within the AI Agentforce platform. So I'm just going to run through a quick, unfortunately, video demo, but some of this stuff is still in motion. And I'm going to just talk you through what it would be like to be in the role of a brand manager, trying to hire a team to develop a business and drive sales. And recruitment drive going very well. We want to use data to help in the hiring decision. So we take all of those email applications, aggregate them into a spreadsheet of all the job postings, but we have data also sitting in the Tableau platform that we'd like to leverage with this to make sure that we find the correct people for the roles that we have open. So we can take this spreadsheet and leverage it via an agent. So here we are in Agentforce Builder, where you can define the agent's role. We're just going to create a new agent. You define that role starting from scratch, but you don't need to code anything. This is an LLM-based agent, so you just tell it in natural language that it's a recruiter and what it's required to do. Things like reviewing job applications, analyzing profiles, explaining the candidate fit, and making recommendations to hiring managers. And when we have done that, we will find topics. It will automatically find topics for us that it can leverage. So we see it finding Tableau skills that it can make use of here, the Data Pro and Data Concierge skills on the left there. And those are areas that it can leverage to serve those tasks that we've set it. If we edit the Data Concierge one, we can choose which specific actions we'd like it to carry out, or we can define new actions. The pre-built ones here, we're going to be leveraging our generating visualizations and using the semantic data model, and that's really, really key for allowing it to provide data-driven insight back to responses. So it then takes those, turns our fairly minimal original prompt into a set of actions and instructions which we could tune or refine, and allows us to define how we interact with it. We're going to pick Slack for this demo, but all of the other channels are also available. And the next thing that we need to do once we've generated that the topics that it can leverage to serve you is add data into the flow. So this is where the power of Tableau really helps. This is all coming from the Tableau semantic data model. So these are Tableau data sources which have been published and curated that this agent will have access to in its responses. So we can just quickly validate what we have created there. And then still within Agentforce Builder, we can test it. So we have this chat pane, we can start talking to the agent already. This is an entire agent creation process just happened in front of your eyes. And we're asking it how many candidates we have for the brand ambassador role. That's a fairly trivial sounding question, but it's actually quite difficult for just an LLM to answer this because it doesn't necessarily know, do you have to have gone through a filtering phase? Do you have to have passed a preliminary interview before we consider you as an active candidate? But because this data is grounded in the data that's been published to Tableau, we can see it's been able to produce a visualization for us and explain what it's done on the left as well to give you confidence that it's answering it grounded in real data. So we can now activate the agent, and we set this up as a Slack agent, so we can just communicate with it directly in Slack. And yeah, it's LLM based, so we can talk to it as if we were talking to a human recruiter. This is our digital assistant. And we can see if I ask for the top 3 candidates, it presents that to us in a nice visual way. It gives us a very high match for Simone, whose emails we saw at the beginning of this. That 92% match might mean that we just go out and hire her, but I'm a little bit suspicious still of AI-powered recruiters at this point. So I like to ask why it thinks that. And if I do that, then we get an answer directly again within Slack, and it's giving us a natural language take on why it thinks that Simone particularly matches the job role, and why all of that is grounded in the data that we have under the covers. But I am very much a data person, and I'd like to see the numbers rather than the sort of quite human-like explanation of all the fuzzy feelings for why that might be the case. And the numbers say that 92% match comes out and presents us with a bar chart showing the breakdown of all of the subcategories that it made that assessment on. And just like that, we've created, published, and used an agent to assist in a day-to-day task, but doing it also with data at the core of it, data in the presentation, and data grounding the answers that are provided. So yeah, so the Data Pro is going to delve into some of these a little bit more in detail now. Data Pro within Tableau helps you prepare and visualize your data. It's designed to sort of automate some of the more time-consuming and challenging tasks that you may have. If you're using Tableau Desktop at the moment, you know that it can automatically do some minor assistances when it comes to preparing your data, but for a lot of stuff, it can be quite a manual process. It also assists you in visualizing data quickly, the way that Tableau Agent currently does in Tableau Cloud, and also just helps to enhance your analytics with business context. So we'll take a quick look here at how Data Pro can assist you in some of the more mundane tasks an analyst might need to carry out on a day-to-day basis, freeing you up for higher impact activities like actually doing data analysis. So we're here looking at a viz, and we can see that Tableau Agent has remembered a conversation that I was having with Samantha about adding data relating to street teams into the viz. So it's proposing an action here. There's the little add data button, and all I need to do is click that, and it'll ask me to upload that from my hard drive or connect to it in some other way. And as soon as it's finished uploading, almost immediately, basically, Tableau Agent will pop back up, and it's going to follow us through this process. It provides a little more context and offers to clean up the data. And we can see in the preview pane that it probably does need a bit of cleaning there, actually. So once I accept that, it tells me that now that the data has been prepared, I could just add it to the Tableau semantic model. That's pretty useful. That's normally a lengthier process. So just give that a click. And again, Tableau Agent will follow me into the semantic model, and it's going to guide me through the best way to combine and integrate it into the data sources. And once I've clicked that, it offers to take me back to the viz or allow me to add more data. So if I click add more data, we've got additional data sources we can hit here. Maybe I want to add in some workday data. And again, Tableau Agent is going to assist me to add that into our semantic model. Make it available for everybody to leverage. So we've just added some workday data into our semantic model. We should probably, we could go back to the visualization. We should probably flag this as being sensitive data. It's most likely HR context. So we can do that very simply there. And then when we go back to the visualization, we can see success. We now have access to leverage that data in manual visualization creation, but it's also defined for us an automated insight that it's found in the new data that we've added. So again, that is something where that might have been possible in the past to do every single one of those steps, but it would have taken a lot longer without the kind of agentic assistance that we are going to be bringing to the platform. I'm going to take a step back from the next 3 demos and let the voiceover track do it for me. But the next one we're going to see is on the concierge skill. So concierge allows you to have trusted questions and answers about your data. You can ask questions in natural language and you get trusted and analytical insights generated automatically. And concierge understands the intent behind your question, and it is again grounded in your semantic model. And it presents the data using the data that it has access to in the Tableau platform, automatically visualizes it, links to existing assets, and gives you the option again to take action at the point of insight.
Within your analytic journey, agents are going to transform almost everything you do. And if you think about it, agents do a lot of different things. So let's take Tableau Agent today as a concierge. So concierge, somebody you ask questions for, you get information when you travel. It's very much the same configuration. So what I do to start my journey is I notice here in mobile, my inventory's down. I'll go ahead and click that. And I could easily go and maybe look at additional information, but I want to get straight to it. I want to ask Agent a question. What's driving the decrease in inventory? So immediately Tableau Agent gives me some information in natural language. I can see my data source is certified, but I want to actually ask another question. Is this only in a few markets? One click. And again, I get my information that it's really kind of centered in the Bay Area and New York. Well, because agents work together, we can, through Agentforce, automatically create a change request to move that merchandise around. So all I have to do is click this. We call out to Agentforce. Agentforce actually calls the change request agent, and one click, and I've submitted my change request. Now, I do have one more question for you, and that is, what is actually driving this surge? So one click, and again, I get additional information, but Tableau Agent realizes maybe I need to have some collaboration and a human in the loop. And so it presents me with the opportunity to start my conversation in Slack or Teams with an analyst. So that's the concierge experience in Tableau Agent.
And yeah, hopefully, I just saw in chat somebody saying there goes my job. Hopefully not. We're hoping that this augments and frees up time rather than eliminates you. At least, you know, from the rest of my lifetime, my children might not have jobs. Who knows? Okay, let's move on. So the next one is the inspector skill. Inspector delivers proactive insights. So this is kind of like the traditional alerting or subscriptions that you would have in Tableau, but it acts as a kind of always-on assistant on the lookout for trends, opportunities, and actionable insights to help improve business performance. So you can do things like monitoring metrics, identify hidden opportunities by surfacing trends, or surfacing, again, actionable insights. So that you can, you know, 1 or 2 clicks, meet a new business objective.
So continuing the idea that agents can do lots of different things for me, I'm actually now looking at Tableau Agent as a helper, as an inspector who's looking over my shoulder and maybe pointing out things that I didn't even know about. So I'm working here in a viz, and while I'm working in the viz, I get a pop-up that Tableau Agent has actually found a possible segment that I'm not serving that might be worth exploring. One click actually allows me to get additional information from Tableau Agent. This looks incredible. I want to get the word out to marketing. It even knows who the business user is. And so what it does is, through Teams or Slack, it sets me to a channel with the proper people. And all I have to do is ask my question to marketing. I found this segment. Should we target them? Samantha comes back immediately and says, amazing, we could crush this. And because through Agentforce, agents are connected and can do multiple things autonomously. All I have to do is click the publish segment agent. I call that, I hit one button, and now I have that segment published and ready to go and activated, all thanks to Tableau Agent and Agentforce.
And finally, analytical apps. So this is, I was just noticing again in the chat, I'm reading it while the videos play. What do people use to prepare their data? Python and pandas. I would say I use prep more often, being a a Tableau person, but it is interesting when you're using Python, you're using code to do your data preparation. Increasingly, actually writing the code is something that you don't really need to do. A lot of Copilot type applications can build pretty compelling data preparation code for you. Well, we can also use agents to build analytical apps in much the same way. So giving you intelligent assistants and best practice templates so you don't start with a blank slate, and then going beyond dashboards and building predictive or agentic AI throughout the app. So we'll take a quick look at that, and then I'll answer the question directed at me in the chat.
In this last demo, I want to pull it all together for you and show you how Tableau Agent can help me build an insightful, incredible, and action-driven by Agentforce analytical app. So here are all the assets that I've already created thanks to Tableau Agent. I've done things like prep flows, models, everything. And now what I want to do is call Tableau Agent, ask it a very simple question. I want an analytical app. And it comes back immediately with best practices and information about that. I can preview the dashboard. Once I preview the dashboard, I can add a couple of adjustments. I'll go in here, I'll take impressions out, I'll flip this over here, and then I'll create it. And now I've got something for the street team, performance team. But I don't want to stop there. I want Agentforce. I need agents to do work for me. So I'll just simply click here. I'll see here that I can add an action, which is an agent. I'll go ahead and add that. Come in here and look for a Workday agent. This looks great. I want to preview the flow. This shows everything the agent's going to do. Incredible, all automated. I come back here to the street performance team. This looks great. I'll go ahead and save it. Now that I've saved it, I want to preview it and test my Agentforce agent. I'll come over here, click into this box right here. I will see that here's my agent ready to go, recommend strategy. Tableau agent comes back and says, hey, would you like to actually accept these suggestions thanks to Agentforce? I'll go ahead and do that. And I am all set working inside of Workday, all thanks to Agentforce and Tableau Agent.
Yep, so what we've just done there is basically give a bunch of sales guys a lot of additional work to do and some training courses with one click of a button. And that for me is worth the price of admission. So yeah, I will say thank you very much for listening to me talk about Agentforce. Just before I go, there is a question in the chat directed directly at me, so I'll answer that from Veronica. Do you use Agentforce in your everyday work? If so, what's the most useful feature use case? I do. It is cropping up in basically everything that I touch at the moment. Honestly, I know this is a Tableau user group, but probably the single most impactful thing is in Slack, the kind of AI summarization features telling me I have like 200 channels. I can't keep on top of all of them. So I delegate a large number of those to be read by an agent on my behalf, and it tells me anything that's particularly interesting. So that would be the most useful feature use case for me at the moment, but I'm sure it's constantly evolving. Thank you, everybody. That is me. I will pass the floor back to the next speaker.
Thank you very much. That was really, really interesting. So good to hear that. Good to have like extending understanding what is coming. And now it's time to give floor to our second speaker, to Krzysztof. So let me introduce him briefly. Well, when with Paul, I talked about coming from magicians. Apprentice to master. In case of Krzysztof, I have to say that a couple of years ago, he's been apprentice, maybe not magician's apprentice, but apprentice in my own Tableau witches workshop. And since then, he has really overgrown the witch in many, many fields. Right now, he's a Tableau certified consultant and Salesforce AI associate, and he's really, really interested in machine learning and all the AI stuff, which looks for me like magic. He's the one who usually follows in life the principle that your data is your advantage. So he will always look for new ways to use his data. And yeah, that's year after year more and more interesting. So, Krzysztof, it's your time to share your thoughts about the work you've done recently.
Yeah, thank you, Agata. I will show you my screen. Yeah, do you see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah. So, hello everyone, welcome. My name is Krzysztof Zarębski, and I'm thrilled to be speaking with you today at this Polish Tableau user group event. So, let me briefly introduce myself. I've been working with Tableau for almost 4 years now. So it's been a fantastic journey creating dashboards, solving analytical puzzles, and most importantly, discovering how the data can truly tell us stories. So apart from Tableau, I'm deeply passionate about emerging technologies, especially AI and machine learning, as Agata said. In fact, my daily job revolves around identifying, exploring new technologies within BI tools, analytics, data science, and so. And speaking about AI, I'm here today to take you on a little adventure beyond typical Tableau dashboards. So, as you remember, today's topic is supercharging Tableau with Magic and AI. So, don't worry, there's no need to bring any magic wands today, but if you have one, feel free to use it whenever my demo gets tricky. So, what is an Einstein Discovery? And what do you care about that? Einstein Discovery is not the newest Tableau feature, unlike an Agentforce. So it's a part of Salesforce CRM Analytics Suite, formerly known as Tableau CRM, based in year 2021. Think of Einstein Discovery as your own personal data scientist assistant. One that never gets tired, never complains, and doesn't even ask for any raise. So it's a powerful AI-driven tool designed to quickly identify patterns in your data, build predictive models, and provide actionable recommendations. So in short, Einstein tells you three crucial things. Why did something happen? What might happen next in the future? And most important, what should you do about it? So it's a part of predictive AI, and it's based only on your data and the data you send to the Einstein. So what is the beauty of this Einstein Discovery? Like, you don't even need to write any Python or R language code. You don't need a deep background in machine learning and AI stuff. You certainly don't need to spend days debugging your models. Like, Einstein handles all of that for you in a shorter way. So how Einstein integrate with Tableau? Like, Now, I will tell you, this is where things get really exciting. Like by combining the Einstein Discovery as a part of Salesforce CRM with Tableau, we can enrich our dashboards, including predictive insights right next to our historical data. So no longer will your colleagues look at beautiful dashboards and ask you questions like, well, this is great, but now what? What next? Yeah, Einstein clearly shows next steps directly into Tableau dashboards. So imagine seeing recommendations such as to boost your sales in a region by 10%, like increase your online sales advertising spend by 8%, for example. Yeah, or your premium customer usually churn after 2 years. Consider maybe some loyalty bonuses for him. Yeah. So Einstein Discovery also works seamlessly with Tableau Prep Builder, enabling you to embed predictions and the recommendations directly into your data preparation workflows. Yeah, so the future of analytics is truly happening right now. What about the pricing? Yeah, now what some of you might think like this is an Einstein Discovery sounds pretty magical, yeah, but surely magic doesn't come cheap, yeah. Well, before we talk about that, let's have a quick look at something that made me smile recently, like his little Einstein humor. Like, oh, you built your own AI. Like, tell me about all the time and money you saved. Yeah, so it's funny, yeah, because let's face it, like building your own predictive models in Python or in R language or different language, coding language, programming language, uh, building it from scratch can indeed be extremely costly, yeah? Both in terms of money and time. Not to mention the cost of hiring and retaining high skilled data analysts. Yeah? So this is exactly where Einstein Discovery comes in handy. Like it enables you to implement the powerful AI driven predictions quickly and cost efficiently without extensive coding skills or a team of dedicated data scientists. Yeah, so let's dive deeper and see a comparison between Discover and the AI programming model, like here in the Python model. Yeah, so you might also wonder, like, why did you need to use Einstein Discovery instead of building models manually in Python? Like, let's be honest here. Uh, if you have a dedicated team of data scientists, plenty of time, and very specialized requirements, Python is incredible, flexible, and powerful. Yeah. However, if speed, simplicity, and ease of use matter more, and especially if you're looking for a tight integration with Tableau dashboards or Tableau Prep Builder and adding new columns to your Tableau Prep model, Einstein Discovery is a clear winner. It is an AI made accessible, providing a user-friendly platform for predictive analytics that's directly embedded into your Tableau workflows. So no coding, no hassle, just instant value. Yeah, so let's dive into our demo and we'll see how Einstein looks in real action. So please cross your fingers and send positive vibes. So our friend Albert Einstein, yeah, stays happy during the demo. So I will show you a demo about using Einstein in Tableau Builder and then in the Tableau dashboards. So I will have to change my presentation screen. Okay, so now we are in Analytics Studio in a Salesforce. What we should do for a first, what we should do now is to import our data set to send it to our Salesforce. So When we go to create and the dataset tab, we can upload our data by flat file or Salesforce data or some external data sources. Like I've already uploaded data about complaints. So now I will show you how to create a model based on our data. So we can create a model from our data set, or we have some prepared by Salesforce data sets and to grow your own model. So let's select our complaint data. And here is the goal. So what I want to predict, which column I will predict. So for me, it's a timely response. So we want to maximize the timely response for to the client's complaints they send. Next, and we have two configuration of models to select. Yeah, first one is automated, so Einstein will automatically select columns that are most relevant for our goal. And next is manual, when we can select our columns to train and the model, the validation model and algorithm that we want to use. So here we have all of my columns in my data set, number of rows, variables I have, and the correlation with my column, with my selected column timely response. And here I can select the validation and algorithm. I have 4 types of algorithm. The model tournament, like the Salesforce, will test all of them and select the best one to our prediction. Yeah, so let's go to our overview tab here. Let's start with our overview tab. Yeah, I haven't trained this model live because it will be around 10 to 25 minutes. So I've trained it before. On the screen, Einstein Discovery provides us a summary of our predictive model. So our goal here is to predict if a customer complaint will receive a timely response. So the key metric here, AUC, or area under the curve, is currently at 0.84. So that means Einstein does a great job distinguishing between complaints handled on time and those that aren't. Yeah. So we also have something like called a threshold here. Here's now at 0.035. So this means Einstein will classify complaints as likely timely if the predicted probability is just above 3.5%. Yeah, so such a low threshold indicates we want to be cautious, catching as many potential problematic cases as possible. Here we have model quality check. If there will be some alerts, we can see the alerts that Einstein send us, and the training data and the model. We also have version history, so we can train this model within different variables and different columns and select the best one for the best prediction. So another tab, model evaluation tab, Einstein gives us deeper insights, yeah, into how our model is performing. So we see another metrics like Gini and MCC, both confirming like good and solid model performance. We also have a true positive rate, nearly 100%, so meaning that Einstein almost always correctly predicts timely responses. And the false prediction rate, Einstein tends to overestimate the timely response, predicted it when it might not occur. So clearly, Einstein's like an optimist, if we can say about that. Prediction examination tab. This is really a fascinating tab. It shows us prediction for individual records for 100 randomly sampled rows. They called it observations in a training data set. So each row is a real customer complaint. Yeah. So let's look at the example. Here we have predicted outcome yes, and we have actual outcome yes. So that was indeed timely, and prediction score 95 point 60. So that Einstein was highly confident about this prediction. The top factors like sub-issue and company response clearly explain why Einstein predicted this result. So for instance, like if sub-issue is related to some account status, for example, the probability of timely response increases significantly. So yeah, that's it. And another threshold evaluation, like we can see the classification of threshold in our model. Yeah, we have some ROC curve and the confusion matrix that shows us how good is the model and how Einstein just predicted it based on our selected columns to train this model. Another tab, prediction. It's the one of my favorite tabs in Einstein Discovery and this analytics studio. In the center screen, we have our model prediction that we need to select from a group to predict. So let's select, for example, submitted via web, and let's make an actionable company response to consumer. So we have here in the center, we have how we see our model prediction. So Einstein confidently tells us that this is particular complaint will likely receive a timely response. So we have here yes, with a probability of around 34%. So that estimates that there's 34% of probability of a timely response based on current conditions. Yeah. And now notice something is very interesting. Here we have highlighters for top improvements. It suggests what we can do to improve the outcome even further. Yeah, for example, changing the company's response to close with non-monetary relief improves the chance of timely response by 17%. Here, uh, if we have closed with monetary relief, adds about 8.8%, and changing to close with explanation can boost the timely response by 5.4%. Yeah, so in short, this tab transforms the abstract predictions into clear, actionable insights, empowering your business to act proactively rather than reactively. And another last tab is Data Insights tab. So this is the real gem of this Einstein Discovery. This tab answers a crucial question: how can I maximize the timely response? Giving us very clear, actionable insights based on historical patterns in the data. So Einstein clearly highlights the problem areas here, giving us an intermediate views of where processes may need improvements. Yeah. So this kind of insights make a simple pinpoint exactly what type of company response strategies lead to satisfied customers and faster complaint resolutions. Yeah, so now I will show you how it looks like in a Tableau Prep Builder. So I will change my screen once again. Yeah, so we have here a Tableau Prep Builder. We'll see an Einstein in action. Here we have our integrated predictive model by adding this prediction step in a Tableau Prep Builder. So this prediction field shows Einstein confidence of timely responses, yeah, and gives us another column called prediction that we have that we can add to our data set. Here we have our mapped fields, like automatically matches the data from Tableau Prep and the training fields from Einstein Discovery. So this integration like immediately enriches our data by adding another column with providing predictions ready for Tableau dashboards to visualize it in our dashboard. So now let's go finally to our Tableau dashboard integration. Yeah, here we have our Einstein Discovery object. This is object in our we can add from our dashboards. Now we have a dynamic interactive dashboard enhanced with Einstein Discovery prediction. So here we have some KPIs and the predictions for our data. So Einstein predicts an 87% likelihood of timely responses. So we have also top predictions and recommendations. So Einstein identifies influential factors like company, Equifax here, issues around some another companies. Yeah, so we can add it to predict some models, and it's also filterable. Yeah, by if you filter the data for some issue or another fields, it changes the data here, and we have another prediction based on some specific and pointed data. Yeah, so what we can configure here and what we can add here, like by with using a Tableau Einstein Discovery extension, we can predict, we can select our model and see our prediction labels, units, and with additional settings we can, when we have some multiple rows selected, how we can summarize the data, and we can select up to 10 top predictors and up to 10 number of improvements based on our trained model. Yeah, and what's the important, and there's last important thing, the technical workbook, technical sheet that technical worksheet that we need to add to our dashboard and hide it, for example, or make it as floating. This is a sheet that we need to add some every column that we used to train our model. So we need to map it. Here we need to map it in our Salesforce Einstein Discovery to use it on a dashboard. Yeah, so that's one thing we need to remember about. And here I added like a floating object and I hide it. So to summarize my demo, like as you can see with the Einstein Discovery embedded into Tableau, our analytical move beyond describing the past events to clearly recommend our future actions. Yeah, so it is analytics with a superpower, turning dashboards into proactive decision-making tools, and likely, and most important thing, like Einstein doesn't even need any coffee break. Yeah, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Krzysztof, a lot. I still, well, my principle to follow is that no coffee, no work. Yeah, but that was amazingly interesting to see the whole pipeline step by step and to see how you supercharge the dashboards. And altogether, we could see both how the dashboards can be supercharged today and how they can become the real decision making tool, even though they were always set to be decision making tool. And we could see the future of analytics happening just by the corner in the presentation of Paul. So I would like to thank you both a lot. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you for being a guest of Poland Tableau User Group, and I hope we'll meet again sometime. And let me share my screen just to show one slide, which I think sums up what I should say. Thank you, and let's Tableau together again.
Thank you.
Thank you for hosting me.
Thanks.
Thank you for being with us. Okay.